What's going on at Naval Surface Warfare Center Crane? Well, let's talk about it. Get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please like and subscribe and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Yeah, I think some crazy stuff is going down at Crane. Pavel Ibarra is making this post here. Naval Surface Warfare Center Crane, Naval Surface Warfare Center Crane, etc., etc. Showing these pictures of this intriguing site. And this is on the heels of Jesse Michaels making these comments.
I think a lot of the more interesting stuff at Area 51 made its way to Dugway Proving Grounds, which is a base in Utah. There's some other places that, like, I don't know, even for like America, that's a little more well known. There's some other places that, like, I don't want to mess with American national security, so right, I don't want to make them.
You're even that.
No, because I don't want to gratuitously out, American side. It's like, what are you going to do? Like, you're going to storm the place, So
Naruto run toward it.
Yeah. So there are places, there are a couple of places, like there's one place I guess I'll just say, because I got a bit of a slap on the wrist, but like it's it's being discussed. It's Naval Surface Warfare Crane in Indiana, where I think a lot of this sort of spooky research goes on. But I don't know. This is all sort of hearsay.
You got a slap on the wrist.
I got some people in and around UFO world being like, maybe you shouldn't, talk about this.
Okay, Jesse got a slap on the wrist after talking about Crane. Unfortunately, this has the Streisand effect, right? If you're familiar with the Streisand effect, you don't want people talking about a certain thing. So, of course, they're going to talk about it. Hey, maybe that was the intention, right? You never know. Maybe some pro-disclosure people within the control group trying to, chastise Jesse so that he will talk about it. And he is. So let's see if we can figure out what the heck is going on at Crane. Well, if you remember, Randy Anderson, Green Beret Randy Anderson, was talking about his own experiences at Crane.
The first object was a metallic basketball-sized sphere, and it was above a podium, and it looked like it was just levitating above the podium.
Levitating above the podium. Mm-hmm. So there was space between the sphere and the podium itself.
Correct. And I remember at one point, like, trying to angle myself, like, what? How is that?
Do you think it could have been some sort of magnetic levitation? Okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
But it's just levitating there.
It was just levitating.
Did it look like a prosaic, like this wood table where if you were to, touch it, it would act like a normal object? Did it look holographic? What did it look like?
That's a good question. Then what stood out to me was the way the metal looked. It looked unnatural. And I talked with Gerb about this, and he kind of dug in on this. I mean, I'm like, dude, I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
All I can tell you is it didn't look natural. It didn't look like anything I could compare it to.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So look, it almost looked like off-world.
It fit the bill.
Yeah.
And then also there was and this could have been anxiety or anything else, but the energy in the room, man, was just different.
What was the feeling you got looking at this thing?
Just an unease, uneasy, uncomfortable, ominous. That's the best way I can describe it.
Did it feel powerful or conscious, or did it feel like this inanimate object? Or
it didn't feel inanimate. It didn't feel conscious. It just felt like this was significant.
Okay, so potential alien technology being studied at Crane. Very interesting. One of numerous sites, I'm sure, that study alien artifacts and ships, try to reverse engineer it or understand it, replicate it. Obviously, the control group has their own UFOs, the ARVs. Potentially, some are actually alien vessels that have been recovered and they've gotten it to work. Others seem like they're gifted technology, potentially. Others, there's good evidence that beings have actually trained them in how to use them. But getting back to Randy Crane and his story from unidentifiedphenomena.com, during his tenure at NSWC Crane, Randy Anderson, accompanied by another soldier, was taken to a secretive underground division that was not publicly acknowledged. And I've made previous videos about this before, so go check that out if you're curious about those. This division, referred to as the Off-World Technologies Division, allegedly focused on the reverse engineering of technologies not of human origin. Randy Anderson described encountering two specific non-human technologies: a spherical device about the size of a basketball with an indentation on top, and a clear tablet-like device displaying unknown symbols. Both devices were reportedly found within a spacecraft and were classified as weapons due to their energetic output. Furthermore, these devices appeared to interact with human consciousness, suggesting a technology far beyond current capabilities. Anderson's account is supported by his extensive military background, including his role as an 18 Bravo weapons sergeant in the Special Forces, which involves handling a wide variety of weaponry in tactical scenarios. His testimony indicates that Crane, while publicly known for conventional weapons testing and engineering support for electronic warfare, also houses operations that look into advanced and possibly ET and NHI technologies. This revelation points to a covert program within a major U.S. military facility. And in fact, there's some that suggest that it may be connected via underground tunnels to other such facilities. If you go over to New Fork, you'll see all sorts of UFO sightings around the Crane area. This is from Bloomington, Indiana, which is about 20 minutes by air from Crane. They saw a disc with a raised center, hat-like. Windows displayed gradient changing color through the color wheel. These are cases going back decades. There's current cases. This one is from the 70s. The poster says, "My father was a U.S. Navy officer at the time, of rank either lieutenant commander or commander, and in charge of the USNR based in Bloomington, Indiana. I was born in 66, my parents in 42. On a beautiful spring or early summer day, Dad asked me to join him outside on the sun deck of our house. He asked me to have a look around and indicate if I saw anything unusual. I affirmed I did, and he asked me to point it out. I did. At about a 45-degree angle to the south was an object in the sky. It was perfectly still. It was a circular object with a raised and flat center portion. Around the main border of the circle were what might be described as portals or windows. I recall seeing 3 such windows, and they emitted visible light that seemed to cycle through wavelengths, producing solid color changing as a gradient. And upon arriving on a primary color, the light coloration paused and became brighter and opaque and uniform across the full surface of each window. They were independent with respect to coloration of each window. Dad asked me to point where I saw the object. When I did, it seemed to stop the light wavelength cycling. Next, the object instantly reduced in size as I perceived it, straight away to the south. In other words, the object instantly went from being perfectly still to vanishingly fast. There, got it. We went back inside the house. Dad telephoned a contact at Crane who stated they didn't have anything special in the air. Or did they? Or maybe something was coming to check on them. To me, that sounds way more alien than it does ARV-ish, but let me know what you guys think. I tried to see if Matthew Brown, UFO whistleblower Matthew Brown, had mentioned the base in his post, because he named multiple places in his discussion of this stuff, but he doesn't mention Crane. He mentions Pax River. That's one I was thinking of. I'm sure there's many places of interest, right? Patterson, all sorts of places outside of, the obvious, like Area 51, where this research and these activities are centered. Then we're starting to get a sense of that bigger picture now. And, maybe some people want it out there and they're, using reverse psychology on Jesse Michaels to get him to talk about it. Or maybe they're honestly trying to keep this stuff silent, as they have for many years. But Randy Anderson is out there talking about what he's seen. And there are multiple other UFO reports from that area. Yeah, you can go on a New Fork to their website. Then you can discover all those various instances that civilians have reported over the years. Now, is some of that human technology or reverse engineer technology? Is some of that alien? I would love to know the ins and outs and all of that. But I think we can safely say that Crane is a place of interest, and it's likely connected to other places of interest as well. So yeah, one more puzzle piece. Then is expanding a puzzle that we have, but we're now actually able to identify some of these pieces, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, so good on Pavel and Jesse and Randy and others for talking about this and getting the truth of the ins and outs of the UFO control group out to the rest of us. So let me know what you guys think about it all in the comments below. Like and subscribe, hit the bell, become a channel member, and of course, there's plenty of other videos on the channel. This is Jack with Cosmic Road signing out.